Well, doctors here in the U.S. have dealt with COVID-19 for 8 months now. In that time, they have worked to learn about the virus, but there are still so many questions out there.
An Oviedo doctor is sharing with us what he has learned and the issues doctors are concerned about even after patients recover. News 6 Morning anchor Kirsten O'Connor has the details in today's Getting Results for Your Health.
Busy as we speak upstairs.
I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So we won't take too much of your time.
Sure.
We do want to thank you for all the hard work that you've been doing during the pandemic. And originally, when we learned about COVID, or we started to learn about COVID, it was really in the hands of the pulmonologists. I mean, everybody knew it was a lung problem. If you had a cough, that's when you needed to start looking out. What can you tell us about it now as the year has unfolded?
We're learning as we go. It is a very severe illness, a respiratory illness, as you said, for the most part, although I tell people it's not always respiratory.
What's different now, Dr. Lugman says, is multi-organ failure in some patients.
They go on the vent, their kidneys fail, they go into shock, their cardiovascular system is failing, they got other infections on top of it. But we're also learning how to deal with it.
He tells me treatments like convalescent plasma and remdesivir have helped save critically ill patients.
I would say the biggest leap forward was when the Decadron, the dexamethasone, that's a steroid that's given. And that was the British trial, and showed a 20% to 35% improvement based on how you're sick, or reduction in risk of death in the first 30 days. My fear is people look at the vaccine, and certainly we're looking all forward to that I'm going to take my mask and do whatever I want. And that's not the case, and you don't want to find the hard way. That's not effective.
As a lung specialist, he warns smoking in any form can hurt a patient's chances of survival.
Are you going to be watching these patients for years to come?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to start to see the impacts long term. And like you said, and this is a great point to say, if you're old and very sick or have significant comorbidities, it doesn't mean you're going to die from this. If you think you have it, get tested. And if you do, get immediate care. Let us figure out how bad this is so that we can jump on it sooner than later. And your chance of surviving is still pretty decent.
Getting Results for Your Health. Kirsten O'Connor, News 6.